Game 1 of 162 is in the books. The Marlins fall short against the Pittsburgh Pirates in a frustrating fashion. The Marlins look good early on, and then, of course, you have the bullpen problems. We lose to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 12 innings, 6-5, and the Marlins were just not clutch to get a go-ahead run late, and they just fall short. It's pretty cliche, right? It's pretty cliche. We could have been top of the National League East, but no, it was not meant to be. So, let's see. So, the pitchers who pitched to the starting pitchers, Jesus Luzardo, who got the opening day roster, his great game was in vain, versus Mitch Keller. Jesus Luzardo pitched 5 innings, only gave up 2 hits and 2 earned runs because of the 2-run home run by Brian Reynolds. But he pitched 8 strikeouts in the entire game. 8 within 5 innings. Ludicrous and impressive, especially since he grew up a Marlins fan, wanted to do more for this team. Jesus Luzardo was fantastic. Now, during his tenure, we got Jesus Sanchez. Actually, let me do play-by-play. The first inning, there was only a fly-out pitch, and then a couple of strikes and a walk, and a line out the third. Pittsburgh and Marlins has Arise struck out swinging. Josh Bell gets the first hit, grounded to a double play. De La Cruz, great. Then the next half inning, it is a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom second, Jazz Chisholm was walked. Jake Burger, who I thought Burger was fantastic tonight, or I shouldn't say tonight, today. Burger was excellent today. He was great. He got a single. Jazz rushed all the way to third in his ambitious attempt to go to third, and he was able to make it there. Then Jesus Sanchez was able to get something in with the fielder's choice. There was the fielder's choice by Jesus Sanchez, but there was an error. There was a really bad error by the fielder, Triolo, who could not secure the baseball correctly a second. I mean, how do you? I don't know how you missed that catch, to say the least. So Jazz was able to score on the error. I think he was going to score anyway, but it was a matter of can he get there in time for the double play, which if there was a double play, he would have scored a run anyway. But there was an error. Marlins caught a break. And next after that, first at bat as a Marlins uniform, Tim Anderson doubles to right and opposite field. And there was a run scored made by Jake Burger. So 2 White Sox duos scoring some runs, helping each other, and absolutely amazing. So good start there. Then the rest, Nick Gordon was lined out to third, Nick Fortes popped to third, and Arise fly to center. Then Pittsburgh goes up next. Taylor struck out swinging. Joe walked, and then, of course, you got Brian Reynolds hitting a 2-run home run to left center, and he ties the game up. And then there were a couple outs later. Bottom third now, we got Josh Bell hitting another single to left. De La Cruz ground to a fielder's choice. Bell ends up going to third, or Bell ends up getting out in seconds, rather. Jazz gets double to right. De La Cruz goes all the way to third. And then you got Jake Burger hit to left. That scores both De La Cruz and Jazz Chisholm. Burger goes all the way to second. Jesus Sanchez goes to the fielder's choice of the pitcher. Burger was caught in a rundown at third base. And then Jesus Sanchez stole a base to second. And Tim Anderson struck out swinging. There will be 1, 2, 3 innings for a while. Not much coming to those. We'll skip ahead to bottom of the 5th. Josh Bell is walked. De La Cruz singles to left. Jazz Chisholm flies out to right. I thought it was going to be just going to be up. Berger, I thought was going to hit one, but that is a sacrifice fly, and Josh Bell scores from the sacrifice fly. So not bad. So the score would be 5-2, right? So while in the midst of it, Jesus Sanchez didn't have a bad game as well. However, Jesus Luzardo was pitching great. He struck out 8 batters today. 8. So most of them were swinging too. So a bunch of freaking sinkers that he keeps pitching was magnificent. How about Bally Sports, where they added the pitch type of pitch on the screen? I thought it was pretty cool. But anyway, 6th inning. Considering the injuries of the pitching staff, Yuri Perez not playing for a while. On one name I forgot to mention in the preview, Braxton Garrett, also out. I think it was the right shoulder discomfort. So how are you going to manage this? Well, Skip Schumacher, Mouse Sotomayor says, let's pull Luzardo out because they got these stretch of games from the next couple of weeks until the off day of Friday against St. Louis. And let's see how they can manage this. And my gosh, for the rest of the game, it was managed terribly. So George Soriano comes in at the top of the 6th to pitch. He was not great. I'm sorry, he was not great. He only get one out, was a McCutcheon swing, but he got the bases loaded. So pitching change, Andrew Nardi comes in, and Nardi was pitching close pitch, and the players were struck out looking. Now, I will say this. In all fairness with Soriano, I thought the umpire's strike zone was wonky. It was wonky. There were some pitches that were clearly in the zone, and they were not being called. Bottom of the 6th, though, Mitch Keller is still pitching. It was going to be 1-2-3 inning until Nick Fortes was hit by a pitch. Fleming comes in for Keller, and Arise just having himself an off day. Grounded to first. And Gennardi still pitching. There will be a pinch hitter for Tellez, so Olivares comes in for Tellez, and he hits a bomb. And so it makes it a 5-3. I'm like, great. Then Anthony Bender, who I forgot to mention in the preview as well, coming off a Tommy John surgery back in August of 2022. He finally comes back. Was okay. He was able to fly out to center. Joe was able to fly out to center. And albeit that was one heck of a play by Jazz Chisholm Jr. He had to rush in forward, and he was able to, come down, grab the baseball with the glove. That was a great play. Absolutely great play. Since then, Brian Reynolds hits a ground rule double. Hayes walked, McCutcheon grounds the shortstop, and Pittsburgh scores again. It's 5-4. Now we're leading by a point. There will be some changes in the rotation. Stratton comes in for Pittsburgh. Bell gets hit by a pitch. De La Cruz struck out swinging. Jazz Chisholm flies out the center. Berger scores, or I shouldn't say scored. He hits single, so there will be some chance there. And then this is where it pissed me off. You have the leverage there as a leverage batter. Jesus Sanchez, not playing bad. He wasn't playing that terrible. But then you have somebody who pinch hit for Jesus Sanchez. You put Avisail Garcia as a cleanup leverage batter for the Marlins. And oh my God, that was hard. I can't even process about this move. It was terrible. 32,000 folks came into this stadium, which was awesome, by the way. The largest opening day crowd since 2016, by the way. So it's been 8 years that we had that type of crowd. You put Avisail Garcia pinch hitting for Jesus Sanchez, which at right when I saw him come up, it was already a terrible move. And oh my God, he was swinging at the rest of the four pitches. Just were nowhere near the zone. Terrible. It's just terrible. So the crowd in Miami raining boos at Garcia, and top of the eighth, where we really, really need our relief pitching to do something. For the first time ever, Sixto Sanchez comes back out to Lone Depot Park in front of the crowd. That's the first time ever. Now, people are going to say, it's not the first time ever you play, blah, 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 blah. No, in front of the big crowd like that, or even in the crowd at all. Because when Sixto Sanchez played and he got hurt to the point where he was out for 3 years, because I think he keeps getting hurt again and again, he finally was able to come back, pitch again. A lot of nerves. Sixto Sanchez finally comes out and play. We were all excited for him to come out. 2 pitches in, Cruz hits a game-tying home run. It is 5-5. Oh my God. But in all fairness, Sixto Sanchez was able to rebound it back and the score is tie. Marlins hit a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the ninth, Tanner Scott comes in, who was second half of the season was our closer. The first half being AJ Puck, which he's our starting pitcher tomorrow. There was a walk. Reynolds struck out swinging. Hayes walked. McCunn struck out looking. And Davis lines out the third. And I thought it was a beautiful play by Jake Burger to snatch that away. Aroldis Chapman comes out. Bottom of the ninth. We need this walk-off. What do we do? 1-2-3 inning. So for the first time this season, and it did not take long at all, we go to the extra Manfred Ball. So Cruz was struck out looking. Triolo was safe at first on a throwing error. And then Josh Bell saw Davis coming to home, and he throws it right to Nick Fortes. And it was a beautiful play there by Josh Bell to get this second out. And as he was calling a rundown, he was tagged out. That'll be out number 2. Sawinski was walked intentionally, and Taylor grounds to the fielder's choice to third. And my first thought was, Jake Burger, why are you attempting to make this tag? But he got the tag, so no complaints there. Bottom 10th. We can get this. We have a chance. Jazz Chisholm was intentionally walked. Jake Burger coming in pretty good. And Jake Burger grounds to a double play. And then you still have Garcia come out, and he grounds to third. What are we doing? Top of the 11th. Joe's ground to second. Taylor goes to third. Reynolds grounds to fielder's choice. And then another great play by Josh Bell. It goes to Nick Fortes, and Taylor was caught out at home. It was a beautiful play. Pittsburgh challenged this call. However, they challenged this call, and it goes back 10 years ago. Remember that situation 10 years ago back in July against Cincinnati, where literally the same thing happened. Catcher moves up because the ball was coming towards that direction. He has to go to that spot to catch the baseball and make a play. So Pittsburgh challenged this call, and they determined that it was a clean play at the plate. So Taylor is confirmed out. So Tommy Hutton, one of our commentators, was relieved because I think there was a PTSD with what happened 10 years ago. I think he jokingly said something about retirement after that. It was hilarious. Anyway, the next batter, Hayes, was struck out swinging, but in the pitcher that was pitching in this inning is Declan Cronin, and I gotta tell you, with all these debuts that were coming in, I thought Cronin did everything he possibly can to keep the Marlins alive for the offense. Just the offense let him down. Cronin played great baseball. He really did. Ortiz comes in pitching for Pittsburgh. Tim Anderson grounded to second. Not a bad option. Brujan, who made a Marlins debut, was intentionally walked. Bride also making his Marlins debut. All we need is a sacrifice fly or a little bit leverage hit. Then he grounds to a double play. So that was, and the first game in, all the frustration we had with the double plays last season just continues to add up, especially in this situation where we need to get a hit most, and we just were not able to do it. And it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. Cronin's still in the game. Now, another Marlins debut happened. Bethancourt comes in for Nick Fortes to catch. McCutchen struck out swinging. Davis was lined out to shortstop. Cruz was intentionally walked. And then Triolo singles to right. Hayes scores. Cruz gets thrown out of home. And Pittsburgh nonetheless takes the lead. 6-5. And the bottom of the 12th, Hernandez pitched for Pittsburgh. Arias grounded out to the shortstop. Bethancourt goes to third. And the rest, they were not able to do it. Bell grounded to third. And De La Cruz flied out to right. I thought if he had just a little bit more power, it would have been a 2-run walk-off home run. And Miami loses 1-5-6. Just totally frustrating. Just you absolutely let Jesus Luzardo down. The offense was nowhere to be seen. And the bullpen, early looks, in all fairness, some of these players are coming off injuries like Sixto Sanchez, Anthony Bender, and then you have the debuts with Declan Cronin. The nerves are there, and that's all fairness. But the players like not Tanner Scott, but I want to say Soriano and Gianardi. You have to pitch better. You're in the league you're in the major leagues for a reason. You just cannot let that happen, man. Well, anyway, we lose this 1-5-6. I just absolutely it sucks that we lose in an opening day where we literally had the game right in our grasp. So in total, Marlins with 8 hits, Pittsburgh with 9 hits. They have 3 home runs. Total bases 20. We have 10 total bases. Runners, they have 13. And then we had 10. Pitching stats, 17 strikeouts all day for the Marlins, so that's incredible. They only have 7 strikeouts, Pittsburgh. 127 strikes pitched. They had 103 strikes pitched. We gave up 9 hits. They gave up 8 hits. That's it. And then we worked 8 walks. They worked 4 walks. And that's the bottom line. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. No drilling on this now. Tomorrow we try again against Pittsburgh at 7:10 this time. So let's see what happens with this one, and hopefully we get a rebound win. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe our content, because Miami Chiefs, you guys are back. And when he does, keep it right there with the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami Chiefs. You sign off, folks. Good night, everybody.